hard to the truth. In my humble opinion, America is schizophrenic. This is Vita de Aslan, acá Peter S. Lopez, transmitting from Sacramento, California. It's New Year's Day. I had a good New Year's Eve, other than a crazy couple next door. When I use the term schizophrenic or schizophrenia, I use it in terms of people, the consciousness is sliced off from the comprehension of major portions of reality. Key portions of history. For example, there really is no United States. The states are divided by red and blue, by Democrat, Republican, by left, right, north, south, east, west. They're not truly united as one country. And we have the United Nations. The United Nations are not truly united. They're divided. They're controlled by the USA, as usual. And when people deny that the U.S. government was part of the 9/11 tragic Tuesday, you do remember 9/11, don't you? After which the Bush regime launched the war on terror and invaded Iraq off the false flag of searching for weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction. And the American people fell for it. They continue to act like passive Germans prior to the rise of Hitler. Now we have neo-fascist Trump scheduled to be the next president-elect. So he's a billionaire. So we see more and more of coming together of the fascist state, which is really a state controlled by corporatism, corporations, and underneath it all are the masses who have not risen up and taken responsibility for their role in history. It's really up to the people. You know, we can blame authorities, we can blame the fascist pigs and all that, but ultimately it's up to the people. It's up to the people to wake up, to see what's happening, and to take control over their own lives. Leadership can help point out general direction and can suggest tactics. It's up to the people. But in a way, we get the government that we deserve in the end. Even democracy is a dictatorship by the majority. So we really have not, after all these centuries, we really have not come to a consensus about what is the best way for us to govern ourselves. Many have suggested socialism, which is allegedly scientific. Socialism has been responsible for the murder of millions. In Russia, under Stalin, in China, so-called communist China under Mao. So, even communism, if you define the words that you use, communism means a society without classes. So really there is no communism. There is no society without classes, economic classes. Even now in the USA we have, the two main classes are the haves and the have-nots. That remains the same today. The haves and the have-nots. So we need to comprehend that schizophrenia does not necessarily mean like a split personality. And it's being sliced off from a comprehension of connected reality, what's really going on. What is the true existential situation that we're dealing with here in the USA? And indirectly the whole world. So many people have just given up. You know, they say, oh, that's too complex, or leave it for others up the road. But the more that we can educate people now, the more that we can mobilize now, the more that we can connect up together, the more that we can come together as a species, the better for future generations. We are an endangered species. This is no joke. Even if we straighten out our surface planetary problems, there are still major environmental issues that have pushed us to the brink of extinction. It only takes us about 20 minutes for nuclear war to be launched. And as I said before, the election of Donald Trump threw a monkey wrench into the plans of the fascist regime. They wanted they wanted Hillary to win. And so now they've had to step back and look at it and figure out what the next moves are going to be. Now Obama wants to have like these sanctions against Russia. The U.S. government has instituted a new Cold War. I call it Cold War Point 2. And we go to war with, if the U.S. goes to war with Russia, then it could involve China. And that would involve the possibility of a World War III. It's almost as if World War III is inevitable just by it being in the mass consciousness. You know, we had World War I, World War II, and World War III. 3 strikes, you're out in baseball. So when people do not understand major portions of history, when people do not understand major portions of connected reality here now, there's going to be more of a tendency for them to be disconnected, for them to be schizophrenic. And you can go on in the street of any major American city, and you see people just outside talking to themselves, whether they have a Bluetooth or not. Or people are really losing their sanity. So this bugs me. I don't know if it bugs you. Now, if you live in a white suburban community where it's all cool, you know, you don't see it. I live in downtown Sacramento. I see it every day. I see people sleeping, homeless people sleeping in doorways and hiding out in the alley. And this is like the richest country in the world. What's wrong with this picture? So if you see people who are mentally ill, people who are confused, people who are in chaos, then this is a reflection of the general schizophrenia in society. So we need to heal society. We need to heal people and hopefully cure them. As I've said before, the USA is the biggest doping country in the world. The USA consumers of illegal and legal drugs, pharmaceuticals. The U.S. consumers are the major reason for the drug wars, the major reason for the demand for dope. So until we deal with the issues involving mass addiction, until we deal with issues involving mass schizophrenia, we're going to deal with more and more of a crazy, chaotic, wild situation. On any given day in America, there could be a maniac who's just going to rise up and start blowing people away. So we need to see that it's not just a mental illness. We're talking about a mass collective insanity. That has affected many of us. Mass insanity. Then we have the youth coming up. In the midst of all this insanity, and wonder why they go off the hook. Wonder why they get lost in sex, music, and drugs. It's worse now more than ever. People don't have any moral compass. They don't have any grounding. Common sense is just becoming aware quality. You remember common sense, don't you? Common sense? I think of common sense, I think of our common sense organs. See, hear, smell, taste, touch. A sixth would be instinct, intuition. So we need to, first of all, see reality as it is. And understand like a doctor or a therapist. We're dealing with some seriously sick people. S-I-C-K. Sick people. Getting sicker. People have lost their values. The whole family system is broken up. I remember some years back where my stepson Junior had been over to visit this Vietnamese friend of his, and I went over there and it was cool. Where the family was in the living room, and no TV on. I think there was a radio on. And they were sitting down talking to each other. Actually just sitting down talking to each other, a family. The grandma was knitting, and when do you see that now? When do you see a family in the living room sitting around with no TV on, talking to each other? Kind of weird. People don't. They can be right by each other, and they're on the phone, tucking away, and there's more and more of a disconnection from our own consciousness, a disconnection from our neighbor, a disconnection from nature, a disconnection from the Creator. I mean, wonder why people go wacky. I wonder why more people now in the USA, we have more prisons now than any other country in the world. We're supposed to be the most advanced, exceptional country in the world. We have more prisoners than any other country. Think about that. Meditate on that. Why? Why? How many beautiful brothers and sisters do we have in cages? We still have Leonard Peltier in a cage. I hope he gets out, but he doesn't have to die in prison. I hope he's able to die around his family at least. After all these decades of being captured, So we need to look at, why do we have so many prisoners? And understand why America is schizophrenic. Since 9/11, it's become, we suffer from a form of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So we are not a well country. We are a sick country who live with certain kinds of negativism, including racism. America's old plague. So we need to, I generally recommend education, where we educate ourselves and help educate others, where we are open to new ideas, where we're in the process of learning, 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 so you can better cope with our situation here now. And if we don't wake up to this reality that we're in now, there may be no reality to wake up to. I'm still here in Shasta Hotel. Rent goes up now in January to $501 a month. So if you have any leads for a place for me to move to, leave a contact here and let me know. I try to work on my spiritual evolution every day. So Monday is going to be an NA meeting. I suppose I should check it out. I haven't been there for a while. Just kind of touch base. I'm going into 13-something years of sobriety, so I'm not sweating about getting drunk or getting doped out. I've had my fill. But I do worry about the mass insanity that I see. So when you see it around you in your life, you know, in your community, in your neighborhood, understand these are sick people who need to get well. We can never get well if we don't first admit that we are sick. So please share this video in that spirit, that we're not here to condemn anyone. We're here to help heal the soul of America. Does that sound too outlandish? The soul of America is sick, twisted, depraved, wrecked. America is exceptional. It's because the diversity of the American people. No country in their right mind wants to take over America. We're a crazy people with guns. So I pray that you all had a good New Year's Eve, and you're hangovers weren't too bad. I went to bed sometime after midnight, and today's a brand new day. Keep faith in yourself. Keep loving your heart. And do what you can to help us help each other. Power to the truth.